Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho.
And when you're down here with me, you float down.
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What up, film fans? Welcome to a new episode of Friday the 14th podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Juan, and I am joined with the other.
Jumping into it, the 4K bad guy at the 4K bad guy.
I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this one-of-a-kind movie that you ever so lightly was able to put your hands on and you picked. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. Other than that, man, how have you been? How's your week gone?
Pretty good.
As I put my lips on some of this doctor.
Oh, which flavor is that one?
It's just the original zero.
OG Zero.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're on the topic of sodas here, I tried out that Oreo Coca-Cola soda.
Ugh.
No bueno.
You know, the first time I tried it, I was like, okay, it has a little hint of vanilla. It's the closest I might get to a vanilla zero. But then the second bottle I tried, I'm like, nah, this is terrible. So yeah, it got worse with taste.
How about that Beetlejuice Fanta?
I didn't try that. It's got like 75 grams of sugar. I did not
It's
want to lose
terrible.
it. I didn't want to lose a toe.
You're a fan of spiced apple.
See, I'm a fan of spiced anything. Fall flavors, spiced apple, spiced pumpkin, spiced cranberry. If they had a zero, I mean, I'll try it. But I ain't about to pay $3 and just have a sip.
Sip.
But last week, if you guys listened to us or joined us for this video log, which you're watching us live on Imisawa Productions YouTube channel, we talked about From Dusk Till Dawn. Super fun conversation. It was a movie that we both kind of agreed on, especially who was hot.
Mhm.
But it was a fun little watch, fun little conversation. So go back and listen to that episode anywhere you listen to podcasts at. Just type in the Cinnamon Movie Podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, and give a good old listen. Social media wise, if you want to watch the episodes or come in contact with the social medias, it is Instagram/Friday the 14th podcast, or just look up Friday the 14th podcast on Instagram, Facebook. You can also search Imisawa Productions on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook as well. And that's how you can find the links and all of the social media pages. So, Nick, whether it's a wrestling, TV show, movie, what's some of the stuff you've kind of dived yourself into this week?
Wrestling. So last weekend or Friday, went to go see the
The 13th.
TNA show. Friday 13th. Went to go believe in Joe Hendry.
How was that?
It was fun. We're close to the ramp side of things. Yeah, it's cool. Got some cool footage
I
on
saw
hand.
the social media pages, man. Those look like great seats.
They were. I got to touch Matt Hardy's hand. Some other people. Fun show. Saturday, went to go see Speak No Evil. Really good movie.
Yeah, I want to see that. It's on the watch list.
Yeah, there's that. Sunday, pretty chill day. I don't think anything happened there. Mm, just some stuff on Tubi.
Stuff on Tubi.
And of course, the movie we're reviewing today, House of the Dead, Casa. Uh, well,
Say it.
I'm
You
going
start.
blank actually.
You started it. I think it should be a
I
fun.
was kind of hoping you would finish me off there.
It should be a fun little segment. We should every week you should name the movie in Spanish. I'll read the synopsis in English, and then you read the synopsis in Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah. It was kind of a slow week for me, honestly. I finally did get to check out Inside Out 2. I rewatched Wally for a fun little movie club that I'm a part of. Very fun, very heart meaning, very, very to the heart. I appreciated the watch for Wally. Learned a lot. House of the Dead, obviously, for today. Furiosa for the recent episode of the Cinema Movie Podcast. And then today I had fun with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Thought it was a fun movie, fun watch. And like I said, kind of a slow week. Got attacked. Uh, so by the sickness. Wow.
Oh, oh.
Uh,
I
but
know we're diving back into Dawn of the Dead.
I also wrestling wise, I'm a little behind on NXT, but I watched No Mercy in full today. I thought it was a pretty good PLE. Um, so yeah, that was
Yeah,
always fun. But let's dig into the meat and potatoes of today's episode, which we're talking about. We are talking about House of the Dead. It is based off of a video game. Nick's pick.
produced
Uh,
by Sega.
is it produced by Sega?
Well, the video company Sega.
IMDb currently has it at a 2.1. Rotten Tomatoes is at a 3%. The Metascore is 15%, and the Letterboxd has it at a 1.4 with a October 10th, 2003 release date. The budget was $12 million, but it did gross $13.8 million at the box office. A group of college students travel to a mysterious island to attend a rave, which soon is taken over by bloodthirsty zombies. Starring Jonathan Cherry, Tyrone Listo, Clint Howard, Ellie Cornell, Will Sanderson, and directed by Owe Bowl. I think that's how you pronounce that. This movie is based off the video game, but I believe this movie is the prequel to the first House of the Dead video game. I think that's how they wanted it to roll, I guess. Nick, this was your pick. I can't say that enough. Is this the first time you watched this, or when was the first time do you remember seeing this?
Back in the year 2000. I don't know. Can't recall. Maybe like a year after its release, maybe. It was pretty early on. But too young enough to remember shit there. So revisiting it was, I believe, yesterday. Last night was the first time actually getting to dive into it. And I've owned the DVD release for a bit
Oh, nice.
because I have a horror video game movie collection.
Do you have the video games too, or have you played any of the video games?
No, I don't own any video games yet.
This was my first time watching it last night. In one word, Nick, as soon as the movie was over, describe what you thought of the movie. As soon as it was over, in one word.
um, cheesy. I don't know. Very
A lot of cheese,
like cheese.
a lot
There's
of mess,
little chesty there too.
a lot of chesty. Uh, as soon as the movie was over, I was relieved. I was like, thank goodness it's over. The credits couldn't come soon enough.
Yeah,
What a movie, man! This was pretty terrible.
I mean, it's one of those movies that's with the long list of movies that got bad rep. Um, yeah, video game movies aren't always a hit. Tend to be misses a lot.
I tend to think they had the good idea here, though, because it was a prequel to a video game, so there wasn't much for them to mess up on. But man, for a movie that's an hour and 28 minutes, the first 25 minutes it has to get you rolling, and it didn't do that at all. Like it had the, you know, it had the chest shot, which more power to him, I guess. In my opinion, not my cup of tea as far as it needing that to prolong the story or prolong the situation. Um, but it did that. It had its campy early 2000s feels, the crazy cheap Mortal Kombat score to the movie. What'd you think of that?
So I think you said Mortal Kombat, but I don't know why for the moment I thought Blade, Blade club scene music,
Yeah,
but within that time period, yeah, the
but
way music like that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, with how terrible I thought the movie was, I was trying to look at some positives. And to me, there is a lot of positives, but I don't think it's gonna make the movie more watchable. But some of the positives for me were like the special effects and the physical, the makeup, I guess, and stuff. Would we probably agree on the same positives?
Yeah, I like the way they look.
The prosthetics.
Prosthetics, except for the main bad guy villain.
Oh, yeah. How about? I mean, going towards the end, something that I didn't understand. How about that trippy Matrix ending? Like how she kind of like there's so much ties into, like, I guess that was just the thing back then, that they were trying to be, cool and updated, because I think Matrix Revolutions had just came out in '03 or something like that. But I was also thinking to myself, like, man, like it felt like a what's that movie that makes fun of other movies? Like
Which one?
scary
Scary movie?
movie, or Meet the Spartans. That's what this kind of felt like. I don't think that's a good thing.
It was like Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
The final fight scene kind of reminded me of like something out of Power Rangers. Don't get me wrong, I love Power Rangers, but in a horror movie, I don't know about that.
How about some of the acting? Did you have a character that you just probably could not stand?
Maybe one of the dudes. Yeah,
How about Clint Howard? He's the guy who kind of like warns everybody. He's dressed up as like a fisherman, kind of.
it's a bit cartoonish.
He's Ron Howard's brother, the great director Ron Howard. The apple fell pretty far from the tree though on that one, huh?
I thought he got some credit here for this movie. Earns some respect for the name.
He tried to earn something, man. I don't think he earned anything in this movie.
Didn't go out dying a hero either.
But even looking all the way back to today, in today's generation and today's society, scary movies slash horror movies, whatever you want to call them, they sell. 2003, almost $14 million at the box office. That's not very good, but in that day and age, like man, it made its budget back, and then maybe like an extra 2 mil. That's good. That's decent. So it shows you like either it was a very big following of the video game, or again just horror movies sell in general. But people go see scary movies, man.
I'm trying to think about the films that came out in '03. Besides the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, was it the Ring? The Ring came out in, was it '02 or '03? I don't know. I think Dawn of the Dead remake came out '04.
You had movies like Wrong Turn, Underworld, Dreamcatcher, Freddy vs. Jason, Monster, Kafka. Um,
Oh yeah, let me stop you right there. Speaking of Gotham, I mean, Halle Berry's gonna come out another horror movie coming out this weekend,
it does come out this weekend. I want to see it.
so that's something I'm gonna check out this Saturday.
I might go try to check it this weekend too. House of a Thousand Corpse came out. Final Destination 2, Texas Chainsaw, Open Water. A lot of horror movies came out that year, man. Leprechaun 2 or Leprechaun Back to the Hood came out that year. That's insane. With that many movies, horror movies came out
Dominant.
in 03.
Yeah, you can kind of see the resurgence of horror movies coming back to theaters. Because it used to be like dominated with the superhero movies and stuff like that. Seems like there's a horror movie out every weekend, which is cool, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, 2003 had a pretty big hit. But this movie, man, this movie was tough to sit through. And I was sitting myself, I'm like, how can we take this movie that just is so bad? I try to come up with a lot of positives for it. And it's like we're gonna try to break it down into an episode and talk to viewers about it and try to talk to people who wanna maybe go out and check out what we're watching or what we're talking about. If you guys do want to go check out House of the Dead, it is on Tubi if you want to sit through ads, or you can check it out. I checked it out on Amazon Prime, but it's only on Amazon Prime for another few days with no commercials, and then you can check it out on Tubi. But like I said, an hour and 28 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes without credits, and it was pretty rough, man. Like I said, nothing happens the first 30 minutes. I think it's just, I mean, I guess you got to set up some kind of character development. The teens get naked, and uh, the the first kill you do have, I think takes place like 22 minutes into the film. It's that guy hanging who went to the beach with that other girl, and she got topless. I don't know. It was rough, man. How many minutes do you think? I mean, we brought this up with when Franco was here about picking up your phone as soon as the movie starts. Are you pretty good about staying away from it, or are you like, nope, I'm on my phone?
It's rare that I pick my phone up. Only if I'm like really talking with someone about future plans or whatnot. But for the most part, I'm dead and focus on the movies most of the time. Although I will say last night, I think I fell asleep. I mean, I fell asleep maybe towards the ending of the movie, so I had to go again rewatch it when I got back home today. But I mean, it was pretty tough to actually be entertained by it. Like a lot of the transitions were pretty silly. I don't know if they're on the level of Rob Zombie transitions silly, but like they show like footage. It's cool. They show the footage, the video game stuff in there. I
That was
think
pretty cool.
I do like that, but I don't know. I don't think it necessarily needed to be in the whole movie. They could have just kind of dropped it in like the beginning of the movie, like an intro type thing. Had the
Yeah.
music playing over, shit like that. How so did be
You know,
brought into that?
I I agree with you. I feel like that probably could have been done, but I feel like I was watching a cutscene from a video game. That's how bad some of the scenes and cutscenes were. That's how bad some of the action was. I even feel that's how bad some of the acting itself was. Like I kind of felt like, man, am I just watching amateur hour during a video game? Like it was pretty rough to watch. I yeah, it was just rough in general.
You know, like so how much acting should we be good at, or are we like should we like voice acting? They
Well,
thought they
see,
were just gonna.
I could even live with the terrible acting because I don't mean to trash on anything, but a it's a horror movie. Okay, I'm not expecting like you know Daniel Day Lewis kind of acting in these movies, let alone you know just anything decent. I want good horror, good action, a decent score, blood, guts. I want it to look good, and I want the story to obviously just mean something. But if I'm throwing those 7 things out there and I'm 0 for 7, that movie's getting benched and not touched ever again. Like I said, I'll give it a 1 out of 6. Out of those 7 things I named, and that was the probably the
The
gore
blood
and the
will
yeah
go.
and the blood. So
Mm, yeah.
like the whole scene of the guy getting tipped over in the porter potty. What are we doing here? It's like some stuff WCW would write up in the day to put on Monday night.
They got what's his face?
I wanted Bret Hart as WCW champion, and they gave me David Arquette. That's what this movie
David
is.
Arquette. I forget forgetting his name. The guy supposedly ruined WCW towards the end. He had pretty much broke
Oh,
himself out there.
Vince Russo.
Vince Russo. This was him. Now the porta potty.
The porter potty scene was pretty bad. Um,
Surprised they didn't just go all the way with this the supposedly sex scene in the tent. They teased it, but they
yeah,
didn't go all the way.
I will kind
Not
of
like they
say it.
needed, but
Yeah, even that, like some of that was like it was okay. I get it. They're college students. It's a horror movie. You're bound to have a scene like that come across. But I feel like they didn't even do that right. At least Jason from 2009
9.
had a the movie might have been somewhat bad, but at least it had a really decent adult scene.
Two
You
of them,
know,
I
like
believe.
and at least it had really good like horror vibes and good kills or something like just something. Um, the scenes where they were rushing through too with the guns and they whipped out all the different kinds of uh ammo and stuff like that. It was just like, are you serious?
I was like,
It was so bad I
it,
had to just laugh.
well, the fact is, I mean, they look like they weren't trained at all with like guns and stuff, and now they already became like this super team. Yeah, they assemble like the Avengers.
Assemble.
Uh, that spot where the zombie throws the axe, and the girl jumps up in the air and shoots the gun. It split. The bullet split.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like
that's
the
after
axe
she
looked like it was gonna hit her, but it barely misses her. It's like, oh,
Isn't that also after she gets stabbed in between the twin towers? Right? Like she got stabbed in the chest area. Is that the same girl?
Mm, I don't know.
She got stabbed and then she got up and just made a miracular comeback.
Come
Miraculous
back.
yeah. She stood
She
up
got
like Kane and had a Kane comeback.
momentum.
Yeah.
The fire tag.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's pretty rough. But in this segment that we call "Who's Hot," out of
In this
the
segment.
yeah, who would probably be?
I I feel
I'm
like
gonna say
they really try to put the main focus on the main chick there, but that's not my pick.
are you gonna pick Liberty?
Is that another main girl of the group?
She's the Asian girl. I'm
She's
gonna go
she's
with
she's cute, but
the entire cast was hot because it was hot garbage.
mm,
Yeah, that's my pick.
steamy,
Steamy hot garbage. So
steamy, sweaty balls. That's
they were all hot in my opinion.
well, she wasn't a main character at all, but it's gonna be that girl from the that went topless in the beach area or the water. That went for a swim.
Alicia,
Is that what her name was?
I think so. Yeah. If I had to, I'll be fun. I'll be nice. I'll have to go Karma or Liberty. Um, but yeah, and I mean, I even try to find some kind of mention in this movie as far as like what kind of positives are coming out as far as like maybe a storyboard kind of ending or is there a special kind of can we get some kind of like heartfelt moment in this horror movie? Um, is there some light at the end of the tunnel? But it was just bad overall. I wish I could try to save this movie and try to talk somebody into go seeing it, but that's just my opinion, Nick. What about you?
And the only way I'm gonna recommend this movie if you well, I wanna say like it's kinda hard to say recommend to a zombie fan. It's like if you try to recommend found footage movies to a person who loves them.
Well,
Type
see,
of thing.
I thought about that whenever I was watching this, and I'm like, man, at least those 3 or 4 found footage movies that we've reviewed this year have been watchable. So,
Mm,
and I love zombie movies. We talked about this a few weeks ago, I think, right? Zombies? Yeah,
zombies. Because
with
the night eats the world. Jim
yeah,
eats
the
world.
90s world. I'll watch that 2 or 3 times before I watch this again.
um, but realistically, I think if I were to recommend this movie, it'd probably be to the Sega fans or just people that grew up playing the game. Because I remember the game always being like in the arcades and with the guns.
And maybe that's where I'm not looking at it in that kind of limelight because if it is one of those just there's no story to the video game, it's just put 2 quarters in and shoot zombies for 90 seconds, then the last 20 minutes of this movie is for you. Like I guess that's a good positive way to put it, Nick. That's a good job. I'd probably say it that way.
If I had to choose the route to go with this movie, I think I would have stuck to that type of way of shooting the movie, like first person type of thing. Like they kind of tease it towards the tunnel area, which I mean I thought that was a pretty cool scene. Just them going out there. You know that that one girl try to sacrifice herself. I got this, and then she could just pointless sacrifice. There was a lot of pointless sacrifices in this movie.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, they
one
do.
guy and that where he shot one of those barrels that blew up, like against like the zombie had him, like he just barely grabbed onto him. What he could do, he could just shot upwards and shot the zombie. I guess he was like, I don't feel like living anymore because now this patch my face from way back in the early scene where he was beating up the zombie, he was like kicking him, and then the zombie just spattered him. He's like, "Cock to it," spit it on him.
Talk to.
Yeah,
Nick even tried to save this movie with a Hawk Tuah scene. I
I
don't
don't
think.
know.
I
I
don't
don't know if
think
it was
enough.
like an intentional comedic spot there, but I thought it was pretty hilarious because so what is this guy doing? He's always trying to kick the shit out of a zombie. He's already dead. What damage you can do to him like that? And he spattered him. It almost kind of reminded me of like an alien acid spit.
Alien acid spit.
Pretty sure there's a term for that, but
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I know who you're talking about though. The guy Kirk.
Kirk?
Kirk.
Wasn't that the
Um,
captain though? Kirk?
the captain. Yep, Captain Kirk. Yeah, same thing.
Oh, but I was referring to the guy with the patch on his face,
Yeah.
Captain Kirk.
I did like. I guess this will go into the favorite scenes. I guess. But I did like the scene where they are in that little laboratory, and you did get like this looking zombie that popped up, and he was like chilling in like a box or whatever. And I thought that was a pretty cool scene, but then it went straight into the Mortal Kombat like ending scene, and it's like, what are we doing? Um, but yeah, if I had to pick a favorite scene, that would probably be my one and only favorite scene is where they're in the little laboratory area,
The lab.
the lab.
It's
What about you? What about
the
you?
back to back kiss scenes that made me all sick.
Yeah.
I just thought I was like,
The
oh,
ocean, the beach scene was your favorite scene, wasn't
the beach scene definitely the whole rave going on out there, sponsored by Sega
it?
party going on there. Um, no, yeah, there's not really a whole lot of standout scenes. I think it was just more like a vibe scene for me that tunnel scene. Um, the the scene with the lady cop was pretty silly. How she got cut in half, her legs. So you're
Oh,
gonna kill off one of the bitter characters. Hmm.
just that
I
one.
the I wouldn't call them favorites, but it was just more like of an interesting thing. Interesting that they would try to pull something off like this. Because the main villain, he's wearing the friend's face. I'm like, oh wow, like I give him props. It's like, how'd you get that face look so perfectly intact? Not like a leather face mask where you can clearly tell it's someone else's face. But I guess he has like magic powers. It just or is the fact that he killed one of his own zombies to try to convince them that he was the friend and he was still alive. This comes out all majestic with the sword in the hood.
Majestical.
So we thought you were dead. And he pulls off his mask. It's me all along, Austin.
And then Joe Hendry pops up out of nowhere because somebody said Hendry.
Same when he appears. Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's gonna have to be it for, as far as my favorite scene goes.
Are you sure it wasn't the beach scene?
Yeah. Those scenes were very charismatic, and I can see where they're trying to reel those people in. But like I said, at the end of the day, I don't need it to prolong the story. Okay.
Mm. No, I'm ready to watch it for the plots.
Yeah. No.
The plot.
The plot.
What do you think about the scene where
And they weren't even that good. You know, they didn't even look that good. If I had to be honest,
they're decent?
They were like Dollar Tree style.
Dollars. Work with what you got.
They were like homeless girls down the corner.
No, I think I'm going a bit farther. I mean, clearly the person who had him didn't want to show him. But,
Apparently.
yeah. What do you think about the scene where the zombies took over the Kirk's boats, and how that what was that other guy's name? He goes running towards the zombies. He goes swimming. Like, what are you doing, my guy?
Like, why? Like,
He just going swimming towards him. And then Kirk's
that-
over here all drunk, shooting.
at that point, you got to be like, just go ahead and just jump off the boat, kill yourself, and we'll call it a day. I'll do, donkey. I'll do.
So how without these zombies were portrayed, what do you think of them besides their looks and just like their overall mannerisms, or because these dead fucks are using weapons, they're swimming.
I thought the portrayal of the zombies and the way they looked was okay. I kind of felt like, and one of the other synopses I read, I don't know if this is true or what, but it says set on an island of the coast at a techno rave party attracts a diverse group of college co-eds and a Coast Guard officer. Soon they discover their ex-laced escapades. So the ones that like got bit, I guess they were high on X, and the zombies attacked them. So I guess it just depends on where you read your synopsis from. Yeah, I'm usually in the business of writing my own synopsis and trying to put my own two words together. But I guess the way the zombies are portrayed in this movie, I thought they looked okay. I think the zombies in the Thriller music video looked a lot better. I just kind of wish they had a little bit more, like, detail to them, I guess, if that makes sense. What about you? Did you like the way they looked?
I mean, they're alright. But I think at that period and point, I'm not sure if they were looking into the future of like, how's this gonna look on a Blu-ray or 4K transfer.
They definitely weren't thinking that.
So they're like, I don't know if this movie had a VHS release or not, but DVD. So this looks fine. It's doable. And again, I don't know. I'm not even sure what other movies were doing a whole lot during this time. I mean, they were, since it is based off video game, I guess they were trying to go for that vibe there. They don't want to be too realistic.
I mean, it got a House of the Dead 2 sequel that premiered on Sci-Fi TV.
Sci-fi team. House of Dead 2 right here.
Oh my god, you got it.
I'm gonna have a horror video game collection. I have it. That being said, that's my pick for 2 weeks. Not bad.
This is the last episode. A director's cut was released of this film on DVD. Is that the one you got?
I mean, let's
Distributed
put up
by
by
distributed by
art
Lionsgate.
artist DVD. Um,
I mean,
see the list.
that's insane. The movie grossed $10 million in the U.S. and Canada, and then $3 million in other countries. And it had a $5.7 million opening weekend, which was sixth at the box office. So, I mean, it didn't do terrible, but it didn't do amazing either. But still, from what I see, it did not get a VHS release. It just got the DVD release. So,
Be ready for that 4K deluxe special edition release.
of House of the Dead.
Nothing's been announced, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
Out of all the other stuff we could get, let's go. Where do you talk favorite scenes? Let's go star rating, Nick. Your pick. You go first.
How dare you? How dare you do this to me? As cheesy as it was, I mean, it's still not the worst thing I've seen. I'll give it a generous 2.
Ooh, that is generous, man.
Maybe there's a couple of reasons why.
Tell me, bring it on. What did you already talk about him?
I think already. We don't need to go back into it.
He's like, there's only 2 reasons I give this movie to. I thought it was a mess. I thought it was a big mess. It was a huge mess. A bigger mess than the Carolina Panthers in the NFL right now. So I'm gonna give this movie a 0.5 star out of 5. I thought it was complete hot garbage. So, House of the Dead, more like House of the. So, chlorophyll, more like borophyll. But that's just my opinion. Anybody else have any kind of opinion? Go ahead and send us in some chats, email.
Some comment down below. Yeah. And come after
comment.
you. They're like, oh, it's all fuck you, man. This is my favorite movie of all time.
Hey, that's fine. If this is a favorite movie of somebody, enjoy it, man. More power to you. Go to Tubi, watch it, check it out on Amazon Prime, get the DVD. Send in some hate mail to Scream Factory. Tell them you want a 4K copy of this piece of crap. And
I think I need to see those couple of reasons in 4K Ultra.
Yeah, go check it out. I've seen a lot worse than this too, but I haven't seen much worse. So, but yeah, if this is a favorite movie of anybody listening, I'm sorry. It was just a piece of trash. This movie was produced by Waste Management, I think. Directed by Vince Russo.
No way, they'll remake this movie. Triple the chest.
Yeah.
That.
But yeah, that's my thoughts. Nick, you provided your thoughts. It was, like I said, it was all right. It was not all right, but the episode was all right. I always have fun coming on here talking to you about any kind of movies. I thought it was okay the first time I watched it. Let's see if I think it's a big piece of crap the next time I watch it. Next week we're going to be talking about The Deliverance. It's on Netflix. It is what we're going to be talking about next Thursday, September 26th, 8 p.m. The Deliverance. So should be a fun conversation.
Second time watching.
Yeah, I want. Yeah.
That means you're gonna give House of the Dead second time watch too. I think it'll grow on you.
Hey, if your next pick, which is the third, if you want to do House of the Dead Part 2, live it up. But your next pick, yeah, it'll be October the 3rd. And then Franco will be back to do October the 10th.
Dillinger.
So, October the 10th.
The 10th.
But before we snag out of here, man, is there anything else you want to talk about or get off your chest before we go on to the next week?
Chest. No, not really. Looking forward to next week. Yeah, and then tell you if what was it? I think it's called Never Let Go. That's the movie Hellberry. If it's worth watching or not. Maybe you by then you'll probably see it too.
Yeah, I'll try to go see it next weekend or so. Maybe that'll be a pick from you. But other than that, man, yeah, good conversation. I enjoyed our conversation a lot more than the movie. Next week, The Deliverance, Netflix movie. You guys go watch it, go check it out, and come back next week and hear if we agree to disagree. Maybe we both hate on that movie as well. So until then, thanks for watching, listening, and we'll see everybody next week on another new episode of Friday the 14th podcast. Hook 'em.
It's the outro.